Getting going, and that's a good move from Ignite. The pass there, slowly rolling the way of VTS King. VTS slapping it over, a catch by Duel. Duel sending it to the sideline. Now will be Franz, rolling it up the floor to Wolf. Wolf on the approach, handing it out to the corner. There's a team play, but there is the save away, and Phoenix through to bring it within one. That was a nice one. Oh no, and the dab. Oh no, and the double dab. I'm done.
VTS King working his way along the left side. There's no pressure right now. He can take his time. He passes to the right. NTS Franz is below. Goes off the backboard. NTS Franz brings Ignite up by 9.
Not quite able to pick it up, and the shot goes out off the mark. Looks like it's going to be Goran Jr. picking that up, doing a nice spin move, but the shot was off the mark. But he's able to get it that second time. What a pocket by Goran there.
With it at mid, sending it in, is going to hit Meatballer. Meatballer encroaching on the bubble. Al coming in. What a stop there by Com. Going to be picked up by Al, and Ryan coming away with it, but Arco is leader. No Com with another grab. Connor Chaos with it now. Connor Chaos going to back it up. 17 seconds, sending this one up, but red there by Jay Walker. Jay Walker with the clear.
Mozzie.
Mozzie, he's going to get his pocket picked. Ryan with it. Ryan Hager shot there from Jay Walker. That was disgusting.
Will surely get burned if you reach out and touch. My mind is a battle, I'm trying to hide it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. On to the place where all this began. To start again. I'll see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes.
Can't get the grab. 8 seconds. Excuse me. And now 8 seconds in that far side. The inside trap. Fish is going to chuck this. Whoa. Oh! Oh!
Worst just won it at the last possible second.
Bounce off the backboard and off the back of the crossbar. He picked up by Simon. Simon under pressure now, able to avoid that defensive player and put it in.
Trying to run back up on the Great British Empire here, and they're able to get those 3 points.
And I think that's exactly what Blank needed momentum-wise. You know, it's now a 1-point game, a little over halfway through. This is definitely doable for them, so that was very important to hit.
Yeah, absolutely, and Howler will take the disc here. Some good passes back and forth here, getting around that defense. Difficult passes as well. They're not easy passes under pressure on the table. It's kind of one of the most difficult passes to make. Zeko Zero will make a couple of ducks here. In fact, get past the defense.
Gonna hit Zenith up to Mad. Setting it up, hits Sealable. Sealable does not have a lane there, as that is .com all the way back to the goal. He does play very, very deep back. And Zenith is able to play it.
Back and forth and stunning coming up from both teams as Voodoo gets a nice, oh my god.
A clear from Caesar. Losing his arm a little bit there, but not losing the disc. Saluna dropping it, but Moonface taking it right back, sending it over, and oh my goodness, Moonface making a crater into the goal. 16 points, 25 meters deep.
Good afternoon, Jackson Jills. I am Monsieur Demouy, and this is 3 Minute Meta. In this third installment, we are going to cover defensive joust schemes. So I'm going to throw a whole bunch of numbers at you, and then we're going to break them down. 2-1-1, 1-2-1, 1-1-2, 2-2, and 1-1-1-1, though we're just going to call this man from here on. These are your basic defensive joust schemes. With the exception of man coverage, the three numbers correspond to three assignments in the following order: forecheck, midfield, and backfield. The numbers represent how many players you're committing to each of these assignments, and pairs typically represent chain pairs. So we'll start with the most common, and so likely the one most familiar to you, the 2-1-1. This scheme is typically run by sending a chain in the direction of the opposing team's quarterback, sending one player up to mid, typically to cover a pass option, and leaving a player back to guard against long shots, deep passes, and clears. It's the most common style of defensive coverage because it also tends to be the safest to run. Any players you send deep are in a pair and so can boost back on defense. There's a goalie protecting the bubble and goal, and the midfield player is not too far out to generally get caught behind the play if the offense progresses through mid. Conversely, a 1-2-1 scheme, while used a fair bit at the competitive level, is also a generally vulnerable scheme. This scheme sends a single player in the direction of the quarterback while setting a chain up to attack the first or second pass. The aggressive nature of the play does lead to some moderate success in forcing a quick turnover, but if the play does not succeed, there's a fair chance that the forechecking player will be caught well behind the play, and thus the offense may be able to push a 4v3 all the way to the goal. This is not to say that the 1-2-1 should not be used, only that you should be aware of the dangers when deploying this scheme. The 2-2 scheme is one that utilizes two defensive chains, generally one to attack the quarterback and one to attack the first pass, or some other combination of similar assignments. It's an incredibly flexible strategy given the mobility of having all players on the field in boosting pairs, but it can also be vulnerable to tube shots and long bounce shots if the chains are not quick enough to track down those shots. The 1-1-2 scheme you might consider as more of an alternative to the 2-2 scheme, where instead of sending a pair at the QB, that pair splits with one going to QB and one covering a pass option. This makes the first pass more predictable for the back chain, and so they can set up in a more favorable position to attack. And finally, man coverage is probably one of the most aggressive formations a defense can utilize. This scheme sends each player to cover each of the opposing team's players one-on-one. The idea is to take out all available options while also applying a pressure to the quarterback in order to force a bad pass or otherwise any manner of turnover. So long as you're aware of the position of your teammates and can quickly get back together to change your bubble in the event that the coverage breaks down, man coverage should only be moderately more vulnerable than a 2-2 or 1-1-2. So now I'm curious, what sorts of defensive schemes have you seen deployed? Which ones do you consider the most effective? Do you think I missed something or got something wrong? Or do you have any ideas for other 3-minute metas? Please leave them all in the comments below this video. I will be reading through all of them, so feedback is greatly appreciated. But that's it for this installment of 3-minute meta. In the next, we are going to cover initial attack vectors. I've been Monsieur Demouy. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.
They said, don't fall, don't forget all the things you've been taught, you've been told, don't blink.
From getting going, and that's a good move from Ignite. The pass there, slowly rolling the way of VTS King. VTS slapping it over, a catch by Duel. Duel sending it to the sideline. Now will be Franz, rolling it up the floor to Wolf. Wolf on the approach, handing it out to the corner. There's a team play, but there is the save away, and Phoenix through to bring it within one. That was a nice one. Oh no, and the dab. Oh no, and the double dab. I'm done.
DTS King working his way along the left side. There's no pressure right now. He can take his time. He passes to the right. NTS Franz is below. Goes off the backboard. NTS Franz brings Ignite up by 9.
Not quite able to pick it up, and the shot goes out off the mark. Looks like it's going to be Gordon Jr. picking that up, doing a nice spin move, but the shot just off the mark. But he's able to get it that second time. What a pocket by Goran there.
With it at mid, sending it in, is going to hit Meatballer. Meatballer encroaching on the bubble, Al coming in. What a stop there by Cum. Going to be picked up by Al, and Ryan coming away with it, but Arcos leader, no Cum with another grab. Connor Chaos with it now. Connor Chaos going to back it up. 17 seconds, sending this one up, but red there by Jay Walker. Jay Walker with the clear.
Mozzie.
Mozzie, he's going to get his pocket picked. Ryan with it. Ryan Hager shot there from Jay Walker. That was disgusting.
Keep on, I shine. Will surely get burned if you reach out and touch. My mind is a battle, I'm trying to hide it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. On to the place where all this began. Just start again. I'll see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all
Can't get the grab. 8 seconds. Excuse me. And now 8 seconds in that far side. Then the inside trap. Fish is going to chuck this. Oh! No! Oh! Oh!
Worst just won it at the last possible second.
Bounce off the backboard and off the back of the crossbar. Be picked up by Simon. Simon under pressure now, able to avoid that defensive player and put it in.
Trying to run back up on the Great British Empire here, and they're able to get those 3 points.
And I think that's exactly what Blank needed momentum-wise. You know, it's now a 1-point game, a little over halfway through. This is definitely doable for them, so that was very important to hit.
Yeah, absolutely. And Howler will take the disc here. Some good passes back and forth here, getting around that defense. Difficult passes as well. They're not easy passes under pressure on the table. It's kind of one of the most difficult passes to make. Zeko Zero will make a couple of ducks here. In fact, get past the defense.
Gonna hit Zenith up to Mad, setting it up, hit Sealable does not have a lane there as that is .com all the way back in the goal. He does play very, very deep back, and Zenith is able to play it.
Back and forth and stunning coming up from both teams as Voodoo gets a nice, oh my god.
A clear from Caesar. Losing his arm a little bit there, but not losing the disc. Saluna dropping it, but Moonface taking it right back, sending it over, and oh my goodness, Moonface making a crater into the goal. 16 points, 25 meters deep.
Good afternoon, Jackson Jills. I am Monsieur Demouy, and this is 3-Minute Meta. In this third installment, we are going to cover defensive joust schemes. So I'm going to throw a whole bunch of numbers at you, and then we're going to break them down. 2-1-1, 1-2-1, 1-1-2, 2-2, and 1-1-1-1, though we're just going to call this man from here on. These are your basic defensive joust schemes. With the exception of man coverage, the 3 numbers correspond to 3 assignments in the following order: forecheck, midfield, and backfield. The numbers represent how many players you are committing to each of these assignments, and pairs typically represent chain pairs. So we'll start with the most common, and so likely the one most familiar to you, the 2-1-1. This scheme is typically...
All right, hello everybody. Welcome. That's 3 welcomes to VR Master League here on Channel 1. Game when, Soggy? Game now. So here we got Kraken versus Fox Force 5. 2 gold teams coming in. And in your caster's booth tonight, well, you've got me. I'm Palidore. You've got DocEducation, who streamed some with Sir Dimwee on Channel 2 just a while ago. Or actually Channel 1, I think. And that said, we're about to start this game. So much for subtlety on the cams. Can't forget him. But Doc, how you feeling? And yeah, tell us what we got to look forward to in this one, perhaps, as well as a little bit later tonight.
Feeling great about this one, yeah. And then, yeah, speaking of later tonight, we got Kang and Spaghetti coming up right after this one. So a little bit of a warm up. Fox Force 5 and Kraken. I've done 2 with Dimwee. It looks like the teams are readying up now. Yeah, some great games already and some great games to come. Looking forward to it.
Gonna be good for sure. So these teams getting them into their launch tunnels and ready to show up. So coming in, I mean, haven't been able to see too much of Fox Force. Got them a lot last season, definitely. But I'm interested to see their progression in here, where they've gone. Of course, this team full of very long-time players. We're talking multi-year veterans. Mercy Hunter here coming in. And unfortunately, we got an immediate crash, it would seem. But that said, still a steal for Fire. Fire's going to send it deep down. Maybe a rebound about to be had by G. Tyler, slapping it, but just missing. That's kind of a rough start nonetheless, though, because not even 30 seconds in, and they're already down a guy.
Disc is bouncing around toward mid now. They're down a man, but they're not giving up. Kraken with the disc. G. Tyler holding on to it, looking to maybe kill some time, looking to reset, maybe get that player back in the game. Billy Brick Wall on the back line. I'm guessing Billy Brick Wall plays goal. Just a guess there. But now Fox Force is getting the disc, but no, back to Kraken. So Kraken under control, even though they're down by a man. Billy Brick Wall working his way along the bow tie. He's on the floor now. He's stolen, and it looks like Envium gets the disc. He's going to try to send it in, but bouncing off Geo, and he's going to try and get his own disc. There's some stunning in the background, so players are slow to recover. Envium's going to work his way. It is a 2-on-3 right now, but that pass can't quite get connected.
Yeah, and 2 minutes now expired. It's about a minute and a half, but they got Psychotic back. They got the disc back at least into the orange zone, so that's some extremely good news here for Kraken, because not paying evidently for the missing player. Now just right through the defense, that Billy Brick Wall you talked about. No coincidence on the names for sure. It's kind of there's players in this league, also a couple with the name Spider in their name, and they're also all goalies. It's definitely something to that, I think, Doc.
Yeah, and Billy Brick Wall sends it in, sends up Kraken by 2. They did their job. They killed the time while Psychotic got back in, and now it's Fox Force down, and it never feels good when you're up a man and you still can't quite connect. So Fox Force now has a little bit to prove. Mercy Hunter, though, as you say, they are quite a veteran team, so I'm sure it's not getting them down. And look at that, the goal is open, and Mercy Hunter sends it in for 3.
All right, now they're on the board. Not too shabby. By the way, for those joining us today, Mexicans in the Mist and Team Geometry is also being streamed here on, Channel 2 by Sir Dimwee. So you got your options, of course, and wherever you are, whether live or in the VODs, we're happy to have you. And shout out as well, 8-Bit Trip asking, where is Subtlety, the best cameraman in the world? Indeed, he is right there behind the cams. And Subtlety, give him a shout out. See, I always try to put him on the spot. One of these days, he's going to talk on stream, believe me. But Subtlety, giving a little nod of the head and a tip of the cap, no doubt. And welcome 8-Bit into the stream. I'm sure you're excited to see King in a little bit.
A little bit of a funky start to this with the drop player, but both teams are on the board and both teams are looking to score now. What a save. G. Tyler, maybe it wasn't quite a save, maybe it was a little bit off, but Fox Force definitely putting pressure on now, and we have ourselves a game, Palidore.
Yeah, only 1 score per team so far. Few minutes expended. G. Tyler here sending it over to that corner by the station. Psychotic now. Trying to crash those boards. G. Tyler on the side. Needs to be careful. Good shield. Wow, back taps it now. But to the divers from the orange team from Fox Force. Still gets back here. G. Tyler, goal is exposed, but couldn't quite convert it as it will sail back to the rebounded hands of Billy now. Looking for a cut. And now Billy, no kidding, it's Fire with a shot, and they're back up by 1.
Wow, not quite a pocket, but right at the feet of the goalie from nearly the ceiling position. So that came down like a strike from the heavens. Fire from the heavens, sending it in to get Kraken up by 1.
Yeah, and Fox Force here. So with a win today, they could bring their record evened up 4-4 in that gold division. Kraken here, 5-1. So really strong record-wise. Of course, G. Tyler saw him plenty in the off season. He has a disc right now, but in those community cups, Snowflake Cup, Rookie Cup, Charity Cup, or what have you, I mean, he was definitely killing it. As right now, getting killed with a stun as a deep fling is taken by Billy.
Disc is bouncing around toward mid. Disc is loose. Who's going to pick it up? It will be Mercy Hunter, who takes a shot. Not quite. The backboard shot dings off the cross bar there, and it looks like it will be sent in. G. Tyler now working his way along the side. Can he make it? Oh, and that dings off. So a couple of good long shots, but just dinged out.
Yeah, just a little bit tough, you know, with going askew. The morphism here is just insane, but that said, grabbing it back. They're going to go into the front line again with another assault at that orange lane. I mean, so far, Fox Force not able to get their stride together. You know, they got the first few points, but, you know, the control being shown now. From the side of Kraken, I mean, pretty nice, especially for a Kraken. I know I saw the chat mention that. Love to see it. Again, these newer players in comparison coming up against these very, very long-time ones.
You know, absolutely. Oh, wow. And just like that, Dave Fox gets the backboard shot for 3, gets Fox Force back in the lead.
Nice stuff from Fox Force. So right back at him with Dave Fox, the namesake perhaps. Dave Fox, give a shout out because back in the day, Fox, he was one of the first people, well actually, I should say the first person to play completely sideways, at least for a period of time. Now, this was like right at the beginning. This is still in beta days of 2017 and on PC version, but definitely, again, veteran player, met him in real life over an OC4, Oculus Connect 4. I mean, good dude. Great to see him, as always. That said, a clear, going to be a intercept now into the shots for Rogar. So, nice job on the stacks, and they're up by 4.
Yeah, so Fox Force really starting to heat up now. That was a great clear and boost. That stack was moving really fast. You can see this in the replay clearly. Beautiful boost. Look at that stack just flying and getting to the disc with a ton of time to spare. Rogar sending it in, and now Fox Force up by 4.
And these days, especially in the upper ranks and divisions, it's more and more unusual to ever see a stack not get back quickly. I mean, people are so good with those regrabs, so anytime you do see a case where a stack is delayed getting back, it almost feels odd. It's awkward. You wonder what happened. Some brawls there, but no, it's NVM now off that shot attempt, so good snag and a clear again, maybe in position, but Billy Brick takes it back.
Billy Brick Wall now gets it stolen. Envium working his way. The goal is open, but he didn't have an open shot, and that stack was very fast. But pulling the ender, Envium with the stun. Oh, can't quite get the backboard shot. And pass back in, Envium. Oh, and Brick Wall indeed. Billy with the save and the clear.
Wow, wow, wow. A few different wows in that one. First, the approach, that ender move, but also dribbling it off the ground. But then the defense being shown. The offense being shown. The three-point shot being thrown. And 8-7. G. Tyler on the 3 from 8 meters deep.
Wow, so great save and clear by Billy Brick Wall. Turns into a wide open 3 from 8 meters. So doesn't really get much easier than that for G. Tyler, and he does not miss to bring Kraken back within 1.
Right down to the wire. There's a 2-minute warning as these teams are very well aware. Every single mistake at this point could be costly. Any goal at this point could be very, very timely. Could be game-winning at that. So needs to be careful in the execution here. Very pertinent as they find that great pass to Tyler. Has to be careful because a boosted player coming in on defense will stun. But Psychotic back to Tyler. Again, there's that great passing and control. But now out of control off the dive. It was a Mercy Hunter there.
Yeah, and just a slight, just a pass that got Psychotic off the boot there slightly.
Whoa.
If he could have caught that, he probably would have had a goal, but he had to come off and get the disc, and that kind of killed that opportunity for Kraken. But they have the disc now, and they clear it back in. Now it's bouncing around toward mid. Let's see who's going to pick it up. It will be Day Fox on the back line. He bounces it off the backboard. Dings! Oh! And Mercy Hunter picks it up and puts it in.
Man, big shot from Mercy Hunter, but a kind of a miscommunication here from Kraken because that is twice. First on the clear, and then on that attempt, but both times that goal open, just some narrow dings basically. So, you know, kind of fool me one situation, you know, fool me twice. They got some extra looks. With that, they're going to fall behind by 3. They're still within reach, but they're going to need to consider maybe a 3 of their own unless they can get a very, very quick 2 in the next few seconds. But let's see. The time is winding down. That shot attempt is just out of there. Butted out MVM. Great defense, and now sent to the midline. So this is turning into some just clutch moments from the side of Fox Force, but they might have to do it again with 22.
Billy Brick Wall passes it back to Fire. Fire now over to the right side toward G. Tyler. G. Tyler's working his way along. He's going to take a shot, but saved by Rogar. Stolen back by Tyler with 10 seconds left. This is their time. They have to make it now. Oh, but they can't quite connect on that pass. The disc is bouncing around, and Billy Brick Wall can't quite get there. And that's going to give one more opportunity. What? With a tenth of a second left to tie the game and send it into overtime. Oh my God, Palidore!
I can't breathe. What happened? I thought that was over. We saw that match last week, where a shot from 3 by 1 frame didn't count. That was basically 1 frame, and that wouldn't have been a good goal. My goodness, what a shot! Can they capitalize on this momentum? G. Tyler, he had that hero shot. Could he do it again? No, losing it out. And man, oh man, this is going into the deep end now, and off this boost, fast coming in. There's Fox Force, and in full force, they get the win. So almost a devastating upset. But instead, the clutch turnaround. Holy smokes, though, that last second, I still can't believe that went in, Doc.
I mean, I was on the call and I was about to wind down, I was ready to call it for Fox Force. And just like that, I did not think there was enough time. But wow, that is how fast this game moves, Palidore. Just seconds can turn the entire game. Wow, what a round 1. I hope we have 2 more rounds that are like that.
I hope so. Wow, that was nuts. If nothing else, I mean, hopefully for the side here of Kraken, they can still build off that. I mean, it almost a little deflating because you get some hero plays like that going on, and you just you feel on top of the world, but then only, 20 seconds later, OT, and you still end up losing in the end, so it's almost deflating. It feels like what could have been a season-long, highlight of the season. Now it's just maybe highlight of the month, that's all. But that was still fantastic. And with that, good job, though, on the side of Fox Force. Still able to clutch it together at the end. Let's see what round 2 has in store.
Yeah, just taking a quick look at the stats. Looks like everybody's kind of sharing the disc, sharing the assists, sharing the point scores. So everyone getting in the game. I think they're just getting warmed up, Palidore. I think round 2 is going to be even better.
All right, well, we don't have to wait too long to find out, because here comes round 2 launch. Going to be taken first by Mercy. Mercy dodging 1, dodging 2. Now checking behind and just trying to find maybe an option on the pass, but just a lot of clever maneuvers. Just the hardest part was what Mercy was doing up the floor. Just kind of missed the easier part, which is to say just the pass, so that it will be back to G. Tyler. And with that, oh man. Wow. My question is answered. I was saying, are they going to be deflated off the fact that they couldn't capitalize off the overtime? Apparently not. G. Tyler, white hot.
And if they were deflated, that picked them right back up. This game moves so quickly. It's such a game of momentum. Kraken now with the lead. Fox Force with the disc.
All right. Jake the Snake saying, Palidore with the shade. No shade, at least not intended. It's the same thing, how when people go on, sometimes how the open goal from 3 is one of the harder shots. You see these teams making these incredible shots that look so difficult, but then it's the easy stuff that kind of snags you sometimes. Not a shade so much as an observation, because it happens to everyone. It's those times where you stop going off of instinct, and then you have to start thinking that you get stuck, and it's kind of a fun thing to watch in sports in general. It happens in basketball all the time as well. But that said, Billy Brick here getting it stolen by NVM. NVM, that's a really deep heave, bouncing off the corner. The stack pretty well prepared, and they're going to have some time. They're going to have some space. They're going to have enough to back it out to the 3-point lane. But unfortunately, well, an 8-meter 2. A little bit tough.
Yeah, Mercy Hunter backing it out, but maybe saw that stack coming through and got a little bit nervous, couldn't quite calculate, but did manage to get let's say he was trying for the bounce shot. He got the 2, and they are down by 1.
Yeah, I mean, another couple inches outside that bubble, that would have been a 3, right at the 8-meter line, so the idea was correct. It wasn't just a green call. That was a flat-out blue. They had some time to spare. That said, Tyler here, grabbing the disc and waiting for the move to be made from Rogar. Oh, no, the shade being thrown now from Tyler. And they've got their points up to 5.
You know, this game is a team game, Palidore, but sometimes you gotta go 1-on-2 and take it in. G. Tyler with the swim move, with the stun, and with the slam.
Yeah, what a ridiculous, just 1-on-2 essentially. I mean, dang, that's all I gotta say. G. Tyler definitely putting the G in his name, but Rogar with a disc and passing it off to Dayfox.
Dayfox now on the floor, takes a long shot, maybe a little bit ill-advised against a brick wall by name, in fact, and by action. But picking it back up is Dayfox, so he's going to take a shot again and bouncing off Geo. Envium picks it up, but he can't connect. The disc is loose, and Psychaotic will get it and clear it out.
So bouncing to that cloud will be cleared by G. Tyler. It could even be a shot attempt, just going kind of for the corner panels. Gives you a chance at making those shots, but that said, will not be the case. Getting it back in the midfield is Dayfox with a deep heave, and once again, that stack is there prepared for Fox Force. It's just they haven't been able to actually get the disc, but they definitely are putting on some speed.
So now Kraken sends it through, and it will be bouncing around in the orange bubble, but picked up by Dayfox, and it looks like he's not under any pressure, so the stack is together now for Fox Force. Oh, but he can't quite clear it, and stolen out, and there's an opportunity. Kraken now with the disc. Oh no, but he can't quite get there, and now Fire now. Oh, he can't quite get there again. The disc is loose. Who's going to pick it up? It will be Fire. Yes, he's got a man on Nest. Picking it up is G. Tyler. Oh, but what a save by Envium and the clear.
And envy that. So MVM maybe about to get the envy grab up from that corner shoulder. Has some time. Puts it home. And they're back within one. So nice job to turn the defense into offense and keep your team stable and in the game.
That's a goalie who's not afraid to get after it, going end-to-end there with the save and the score. That's a 4-point turnaround. Kraken now with the disc up by 1. We got ourselves a game.
We do. So Billy Brick Wall just backing it up here and just kind of waiting for the defense to make a move perhaps, and actually a quick pass over there will just maybe cause a turnover if not for the miss there. So now on the heels are Fox Force, or maybe on the pause, but don't pause for too long because there is G. Tyler, who has been burning hot, as well as Fire, and there's that shot from the dunk. Nice assist. G. Tyler is up to 13 points, and now because of that, everyone over on Kraken has an assist, one apiece.
G. Tyler just hanging out on the top of the goal there, gets the disc and just very calmly puts it in the top pocket there. Kraken up by 3.
A couple people asking there in the chat is, hold on, another 3 going in no time at all. Who was that? It was Tyler, of course. He's up to 16 points. They're up by 6. This is indeed the second round, chat, and the first round went all the way to OT off of an unbelievable last split-second shot. And I do mean right at the very, very end. But still, Fox Force able to get that win, but obviously that momentum for Kraken still carried over into this round.
What a match. And Fox Force is not going to give up with the bounce shot. Mercy Hunter, he makes those, cuts the lead in half, brings Fox Force back in the game, only down by 3, 4 minutes left. This game is fire.
Yeah, that it is. And by the way, quick note to Keck, Dimwee is a living legend, as is his evil twin, Sir Dimwit. I'm not sure if you've heard of him. Dimwee denies his existence, but I've seen him with my own eyes. Of course, the legend himself, and right now, G. Tyler, well, making a legend of his name today, apparently, as will be back into the trench where a little bit of a pile is about to form. Double knockout.
Double knockout indeed. The disc is loose, and it will be picked up by Fire. Fire working his way along the side, but oh, there is a man there. G. Tyler styling and sends it into Psychaotic, who slams it to bring Kraken up by 5.
Wow. The pass, the finish. Psychaotic. That was nice. The pass, also nice. 3 minutes left in this second round. Not so nice if you're on Fox Force. But they're still within the realm of reach. Here we go.
Disc is now bouncing around in the Kraken zone. Picked up and oh! What? Just like that. This game is going off. Mercy Hunter with the bounce shot brings Fox Force back within 2.
Bringing them right out of the foxhole this time. And Mercy Hunter on their team now. That's back-to-back shots. Both of them were indeed off the back, so I guess back-to-back, off the back. But going back to this round, 2:36 left. 2-point game. This is becoming just as close and contested as round 1.
Palidore, every time I just take a slight breath to look at chat and engage with them, someone's sending in some crazy bounce shot 3, so we'll keep our eyes on the action for now. Envium sends it over. Dayfox back to Rogar. Rogar's on the ceiling. He's looking to set up their offense. Envium working along the side. Behind. Oh! Sends it in. Sends it back. Dayfox can't quite connect. Fire clears it out, and the stack is together for Kraken, but that disc is bouncing back toward mid. He takes a shot. Can we see a long one? Yes! G. Tyler cannot miss in this game. Wow, 36 meters.
And that's what's cracking. My goodness, G. Tyler up to, again, 19 points. A lead scorer for the side of Kraken. Mercy Hunter with 13 on the other, so both of these players trying to kind of undo the other's strong offensive play. There's Tyler again, another grab. That's another angle, nearly makes it. Rebound from Dayfox. They're down by 5, need to score rather quickly.
Disc is bouncing around with 1:20 left. Rogar sends one in. No! Off the ding ring. The disc is bouncing around. It will be picked up by Billy, but Billy is under pressure and he sends it down. G. Tyler gets stunned out. There are 2 players there for Fox Force. Passing it to Rogar. Rogar tries to send one in. No! Can't quite get it. Envium can't quite get it. Mercy Hunter, he now makes his way, and he... Oh! Billy Brick Wall with the save, but then the self-goal. Oh, those hurt.
Oh, that hurt me. That was a kick in my stomach. But, I mean, in fairness, still turned it into a 2 at least. But, oh, man. Always tough to see that go against the goalie. But, again, on the bright note, because he turned it into a 2-pointer, that still means for the side of Fox Force here, they need to score a 3 yet if they want any chance to come back in this round. So, might make it happen here. That goal is actually a bit exposed. Could have been bad. Could still be. Oh, the 3, though, just missing. That would have tied it and sent it into maybe an OT again. But instead, back to the midfield to Dayfox.
Disc is bouncing around. Only 12 seconds now. They do have time. Dayfox sends one in. Mercy Hunter now. He's working his way along the left wall. They have to score a 3. There's no other chance. And then he does it.
What?
3 seconds left.
What? Doc, explain to me what this game is. What? It just happened again. 2 in a row. At the last second. At least the last few. What is this game? That's ridiculous.
I can't believe it, but right now I'm rooting for Kraken to tie this game because I want to see a round 3. Who's gonna get it? There's so much chaos. First one to score is gonna take it. Kraken with the headbutt. The disc is bouncing around in the Fox Force zone. Who's gonna pick it up? Stunning out is Envy. He gets it. Who knows? He might have saved the game there, but bouncing around toward mid. Palidore, save me here.
Oh, Envy trying to save his team from a round 3. That shot just missing. Mercy Hunter! Oh, missed a snag as well. So getting a little bit clustered here in the tunnel now as they will send it deep into the blue zone. It is OT, 30 seconds in. 3 players all arriving fast for Fox Force. And Fox Force 5 moving Fox Force fast, looking at full force at the goal, but no, instead butted out by the head as Mercy Hunter takes it back. A big stun, has an option at the back and at the top, but instead losing it out here to Fire. Right back to Mercy. Mercy for the win!
Oh my god. Palidore, what have we just seen?
I feel like Fox Force 5, their blood pressure has to be at an all-time high. Wow. What a ridiculous match that was, Doc. That was insane. 2 overtimes forced in the final few seconds. First it was Kraken doing it to Fox Force, then Fox Force doing it to Kraken at round 2. But both times the result's the same, just etching out that narrow win. And you know what? What a fitting way off the backboard shot that we've seen from Mercy several times in that second round to even keep them close. So for everything, again, like I said, everything great that they were doing over there for Kraken and G. Tyler on offense, Mercy just trying to equal it. And man, I want to see these 2 teams play again because that was so very close.
Absolutely. Wow. I know we're going to be moving to Kang Spaghetti soon, but
Oh yeah.
I just got to say, that was an incredible, that's a gold tier match. I think both of these teams are going to be pushing for Diamond in this season, that's for sure. Yeah, just what an entertaining match, and yeah, can't wait for the Kang game coming up.
Yeah, getting into that server as we speak. So with that, ladies and gents, stay tuned, because next, oh boy, next we've got Kangarillas and Spaghetti. So stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Kanamara Chaos, and I play for Spaghetti.
Hi, my name is Meatballer90, and I play for Team Spaghetti.
Hi, my name is Oculusator, and I play for Team Spaghetti.
Hi, my name is Al, and I play for Team Spaghetti.
Hi, I'm Llama Cat, and I play for Team Spaghetti.
What I'm most excited for this season is to show that Team Spaghetti is not the underdog and show everybody how far we can actually go.
I'm feeling that the team is pretty strong. We're excited for the next season, and we don't really know what's to come. We're definitely aiming very high.
So Joker in Season 1, they didn't go undefeated. Every single game they won, they did it in 2. And the only team to take them to 3 rounds during the season was Kang. And every time Kang took them to 3 rounds, that Kang won.
Kangarillas, they've been there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kangarillas is back. They found it. I don't know where it went, but they found it.
One more championship team to officially
He got it. Trembisky trying to find that pass, and Kango's bread butter cut through.
Rating from NA.
This is Kango's game. This is what they do best.
Kangarillas.
All Kang needs to do is clutch it. Oh my! Hold on! It's Trembisky. Was he even looking? Striker, strike that! Silver bang!
Whenever Kangarillas with this roster is playing Echo Arena, they're going to always be at the top. Mark my words.
Putting that last winning goal, that last touchdown, is the most nerve-wracking thing you can do in your entire esports career.
And not just skill, but planning. These guys play chess. This is not your grandma's Echo Arena.
The be-all and end-all, when you are the guy with the disc, you have to make the goal, like knowing that if I let this in, that's it.
I don't feel like it's a job. I don't feel stressed. I'm looking forward to it every single day. I love this.
The Eclipse outdated. Joker overrated. Long have we waited. Season 3 Kang activated.
So, generally speaking, mentality going into this finals.
Very good, very confident. Well, not even a little tiny bit nervous, so it's great.
What do you have for your opponents?
We're feeling better.
1 minute left, and instead if this turns around into a goal, they're going to be really hurting at the moment, lining it up, and I'm the shot. It's mad, coming alive, and Kangarillas, they're looking to force that round 3.
Walking this one in, Shrev with cut pass and Loveridge slams it in off the backboard. Shrev's getting there first, he hits it, we're going again, green lane. Down that cross pass does hit Sealable. Sealable has a one-on-one with the goal here, he's going to take the shot, he hits it, and that's going to put Kang up by 3. That's Shrev, it's Shrev, the predatory pasta himself, he's going to plant that winner for the 2 and tie it up. I have nothing else to say.
That was raw.
All right, hello everybody, welcome and welcome back to VR Master League Channel 1. So up next, well, we've got some masterclass action between Kangarillas and Spaghetti. Two teams at the top of their game here so far this season, high in the Master Division. And following that, awesome match. 2 overtimes in a row across the 2 rounds between Kraken and Fox Force 5. I mean, if we can get something like that here, oh, I'm ready. But that said, on the casting booth, I'm Palidore. Over on the cameras is So Much for Subtlety. And joining me now on the co-cast this time is RoxTytan. So, Rox, how are you? And what's your feelings on this match?
I'm doing good. This is a really exciting match because these teams both pretty much undefeated, save for Joker. So it will be really interesting to see which of these teams, is able to secure that second place spot, at least for the first cycle, and see how they stack up against each other.
Oh, yeah. I mean, last time we saw Kangarillas just a couple days back was against Joker. Undefeated record against undefeated records. And even though that round, especially the second one, well, both of them really were pretty close down to the last couple of minutes, but just kind of came down to, some last-minute goals in round 2 by Joker. Handed Kang their first defeat. Meanwhile, on the side of Spaghetti, well, guess what? Kind of similar thing. Spaghetti's only loss this season, they're 6-1, just like Kang, also to Joker, back about a week or 2 ago. So definitely, these teams, I mean, have had so much success, and are trying to now just battle out to keep that otherwise almost stainless record. And I'm sure we're going to get a pretty crazy one here, just knowing, well, what these teams do when they're on stream. So let's go. Round 1.
Yeah, at least Spaghetti winning the joust off that one. A really quick floor pass getting through the defender to Oculator, but he gets punched out, unfortunately. And Kang is able to clear it back over down the field with the stack coming. The stack looks like it breaks up, but good enough because Sealable gets there, takes the 3, but a little bit wide there, as it looks like he's going to be able to get the pass off, though, to Strem, and he's able to get the first goal of the game, 2 points for Kangarillas.
Really nice there from Seal to Strem. They didn't need to look. They just knew. They got the connections. Strem was in the right spot and threw in those fakes before the makes, as he often will. And with that, first goal. Seal broken. And on first offensive launch, Spaghetti, seeing how they counteract with Oculator quickly to Meatballer, and even more quickly to Katamara in the area, but turnover going Seal.
Yeah, it's like Kangarillas here with the clear. Don't quite have a boost together. They clear right into the hands of Oculator, who's going to go for the long shot and hit the 3-pointer. Oculator from 22 meters out, putting Spaghetti into the lead.
All right, so right back at him quickly was Oculator. Don't want to give him any kind of angles because more often than not, that goal is going to be made. That said, quick shout out to Twitch chat. See a lot more people again continuing to pop in throughout the night. So thank you for joining us. Jake the Snake, 8-bit Trip. Excited still yet to see Subtlety and no doubt Sealable and Strem and Co. over here. As well as, well, the rest of you, which I'll shout out at some point. But, oh yeah, Millicent, let me know what your team's name is, and we'll get you that sticker as well. But that said, Zenith with the disc, and right back into the bubble, where it'll be recovered by Meatball.
Yeah, we will have Spaghetti getting that turnover on the defense, making a clear off down the field. It looks like Bonds will be picked back up by Zenith, though. Got a good leech off the Spaghetti chain. Quick pass over to Mad, who finds a cross pass to Seal, and he finds the open goal, but unfortunately dings off the side. We'll go to shoulder, though, keeping possession. Pass over to Mad. Finds Strem on the backboard. Finds Zenith on the shield, but unfortunately, the Spaghetti defender is right on him, and the Spaghetti looks like they might be able to get it out here, but no, it will be Mad picking the disc back up and finding that bottom pocket for 2.
And looking a little bit angry at that with a 17-meter-per-second throw. Just a few meters out. Going to make that one a pretty tough catch. With a 1-point advantage now. Back to Kango, 7:37. And back to the Spaghetti launch. Let's see how they roll out once again.
Yeah, Spaghetti definitely made him work for that last one. They had the good punch over on the shield, but unfortunately the disc bounced back over to the hands of Kangos. Now Spaghetti with the disc, slowly moving up the field along the side, taking their time, not under any pressure yet, but here comes the Kangos chain. The pass goes back over to Oculator, but gets picked off by Zenith and then makes it clear through the long tube, and it will be a boost race.
Yeah, and winning that race just by a little bit is Al with some hesitation. So I noticed in that last rollout they were a little bit slower with it compared to that first joust, and then it got a little bit clustered here in the field. But that said, now opening the lane up, maybe you cross the dive, but didn't matter. Meatballer finds that goal dead center as the goalie had dove upon him.
Yeah, nice back and forth pass. Meatballer putting it to shoulder at Katamara, but Katamara right back over to Meatballer instead of diving in, just keeping the goalie's head on a swivel, keeping him guessing, keeping him in that goal, preventing those dives, and getting a really good play from Meatballer there.
All right, so now jousting is Well, we'll see. They gonna be King, but see how they roll out and respond to this defensive effort that Spaghetti puts in. Because last time we saw Spaghetti around a day or two ago, that was one of the things, and that's frequent as a shot from Sealable back comes out. It's just the fact that they're a team that's very, very good. Kind of, again, reminiscent of, well, Joker, for instance, and just really making it tough for a lot of teams to even get the disc outside of their, their own zone into the other side of the floor. So that's something to definitely watch out for. Of course, if someone can maneuver around defense with great passes and things, it's going to be a team like Kango's.
Yeah, the pacing in this game has just been incredible so far. Both teams are going so fast and so slow off these rollouts, changing rapidly and doing a great job of keeping up the pace of the other team. But again, they see a quick rollout by Spaghetti turns into a pretty slow offense. They backpacks the Oculusator. And Connemara finding the cross pass, but the chain and goal from Kango's finds the hand of Strambisky, who finds the clear through the far tunnel.
All right, and for you guys at home, as that's going to be collected here. Oop, actually just overshooting, got grabbed by Connemara. For you guys over there at home watching on Twitch, you got 2 minutes. Spagoodles or Kangarillos, you choose. But that said, 2-point match, and after the ding, Meatballer and out with the disc, but losing it now, as it's going to be Sealable over to Zenith. Zenith getting stunned and just trying to find a soft bouncer over to now a reset at the station, Strembitsky.
Yeah, and a fast defense from Spaghetti covering a lot of these options, but Kango is able to find those quick passes while getting over to Matt on the pillar there. He's able to take another 2 points, extending their lead beyond that of a single goal.
All right, and 4-point advantage now going to Kangarillas. But still plenty of time to burn. Spaghetti back on the launch yet again here, and so far it's been Oculusator and Meatball with those points thus far. Meanwhile for Kangarillas, 3 out of their 4 players on the scoreboard. As now Al recovering off that bounce, backboard, but no, Strembitsky will not be having any of that as it's sent back to Mad.
Spaghetti going for a really aggressive play there. A couple quick passes getting into out there, and then going for that laser off the backboard. Unfortunately, Strem's able to pick that button up, and they're going for a long shot there, but going a little bit wide and back in the hands of Oculusator.
All right, and now deep into the orange end. That was snagged out just in a timely manner by Kang, but that said, all 4 of the players kind of there, so they just give it away back to Spaghetti, and Spaghetti spacing out left, right, and center. Just missing out on that one, though, was Connemara. Sealable bag in the area to contest. They double KO each other as Meatballer gets the disc back. A couple fakes, and now they're trying to kind of draw this defense out and see if they can peel in for maybe this numbers as a dive. Beautiful pass. Oh, but backboard snag again by Stram. Twice now.
Yeah, Stram definitely not letting any of those backboards in. Doing a great job of keeping that backboard safe and maybe forcing Spaghetti to reconsider these bounce shots.
Didn't like it. Al with the nest, perhaps, if they go for a cross here, but now being covered by Zenith, so they'll have to look for other options. You got Connemara at the boot. There's Al at the shoulder. Al diving down. Oh, Stram! No, no, no! But Al says, I'm going to get this goal to go. It's a 2-point game, no less after Al gets the re-grab on the disc.
Yeah, the stun on the goalie coming just a fraction of a second too late, allowing Strem to get that first save, but unfortunately the stun did eventually come through, and they were able to get that dunk, putting this game back within 2 points.
And how bad do you think that stings? I always bring it up. I mean, to go on a 3-save streak, essentially, for Strem in that entire set of possessions, only to still have it scored on you, that stuff hurts, because that was a huge effort being put forward as Strem tries to get it through now into this front line.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, saving the goal is only half the battle, as it turns out most of the time, because getting it cleared out of your own zone is also quite the feat, especially when you've got these backline players like Oculusator, who are back there just catching everything that's not perfect. It's really hard to get the goal out of your zone, and eventually, if you don't do it, they will score.
Yeah, and you can see here, definitely having trouble getting it out of that zone as a pass goes to Connemara. Connemara painting it, and they're right back within 1. Actually, up by 1, excuse me.
Great placement from Connemara. The goalie dove out at him when he was taking that pass and almost got to him, but Connemara stayed just out of his reach, was able to get up to the nest there and shoot. I think top pocket was probably the only spot he could have put that where it wasn't going to get saved.
Even then, just based on recent history, I would have still been worried about that getting saved. So smart move to just paint that and hold on, because now maybe in position to take it to another level. Some more points. With the offense being ran here by Spaghetti, backing it to Meatballer. Meatballer assaulted by Seal, but Seal just missing a grab, so it will be Oculusator now. A great dive from Stram, so now Stram doing it both in the goal and slightly out of it, as it will be intercepted by Meatballer. Meatballer to Kanemaru. Kanemaru the shield and the double knockouts, as again chaos on the floor of the orange lane.
Yeah, Kangaroos have definitely done a great job with their diving defense, as Konamaru puts another 2 in, bringing this up to a 3-point lead for Spaghetti. But as I was saying, Kangos is doing a great job with all these dives out of the goal, not being afraid to leave that goal open and dive these passes. They're doing a great job of it. It's having some pretty good results for them as well.
Absolutely, and sorry to leave you hanging on that pass into the bubble. I literally ran out of breath. But anyways, Strambitsky here with a disc, and the fake. We'll have it stolen, though, by Kanemaru. Ooh, could be dangerous. Backboard. Ding. And barely missing that, as now some stuns unfold here as it gets sent to the trap.
Yeah, that was a really dangerous play for Kangaroos, actually, because if you saw it, he had 2 people on him, Strem, and he passed it to the same side tunnel, and there was still another Spaghetti people. That means they had 3 of their 4 members all covering that same side as Ao takes it in for another 2-pointer. So that means that Spaghetti's doing a really good job of reading Kango's plays and knowing where they're planning to go with the disc. Putting 3 players on one side is not a strategy we see often on defense. And see that happen for the Spaghetti there and having it work out is really terrifying for Kangaroos.
Yeah, and good call out too. On that note, absolutely want to shout out RoxTytan and his channel, because he's been doing some more of those analysis on some of these games, and that's the kind of stuff you could expect from Rox. Glad to have him here on the cast. A little bit less glad are Kangaroos, as at one point I do believe it was 9-5, I want to say, in favor of Kangos, but since then just a scoreless run, as they will finally cap it off at the very end. But Spaghetti there, they had been on a, I believe, 9-0 run there after being down a bit halfway through that round. So that's a big turnaround for Spaghetti.
Yeah, Kangos is definitely going to need to rethink their offensive rollouts, because there was quite a few picks that Spaghetti made there towards the end, especially on that 9-goal run. And Kangos, I don't think really had any picks that you can at least attribute to a really good read. All of Kangos picks, at least in my opinion, looked more like maybe like botched passes or slow passes from Spaghetti, whereas Spaghetti was doing a great job of reading those Kangos rollouts and getting there as fast as possible.
Curious, separate from that, Andy, if you had any channel points left whatsoever, who do you vote for? I'm checking on the predictions right now. So Spaghetti, they took that first round, but looking at the predictions here, 16 players voted for Kangaroos on the prediction polls for the channel point bet. 6 for Spaghetti. In terms of how many channel points were bet, 83% of the points, which is to say 24k in favor of Kangaroos, about 5k for Spaghetti. So one round down, there's about 16 people feeling a little bit nervous right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the percents definitely surprised me a little bit. This game really is up in the air, I feel like, because both these teams, I mean, undefeated except for Joker. And, I mean, both have done really good, had strong wins over pretty much every other team in Master. So these teams really are kind of in like a league of their own, where you don't really know who's better, and it looks, to me at least based on last round, they're really even.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, for as impressive as that 9-0 run was for Spaghetti, that's still something that Kang can definitely do in their own accord. Looking to start this round off strong into that tunnel, but gonna get stuck here. Sealable kind of caught between a sandwich of Meatballer and Oculator. Meatball sandwich, delicious, but over there to the backboard. Oh, a big save from Mad, pitting it off that backboard, but an intercept now. Back to Spaghetti.
Spaghetti finally paying for those slow dunks they've been going for a couple of times in the last round and getting picked there right at the last second. Meatballer back in control of the disc with a pass over to Ao. Unfortunately, it bounces a little bit wild. But we'll be back into the hands of Ao. Actually gets a couple stuns. One on... oh my god. I lost track of what happened there. Ao getting 2 stuns on 2 separate defenders there and eventually passing it back over to Konemaru. He's able to get the first points of the round for Team Spaghetti.
Yeah, like you kind of touched on earlier, it's one of those cases where good defense, but like you said, half the battle, and unfortunately that battle turned into a brawl, and that brawl eventually turned into a goal for Spaghetti. And shout out again, Cruz in there as well. Both him and Andy checking on King, and apparently being broke after betting a lot this last week. Like I said, I'm not even sure about this stuff anymore. I feel like I'm enabling some terrible habits, but nonetheless, glad you guys are both in here, and as well as our other 100 players, 100 viewers. Great to see you guys. This has been a fun night so far with these 2 matches in a row, and still another one to come soon.
Yeah, Kangaroos moving up the field here with their pretty much signature super slow offense with all these passes in the bubble. Finding out a little bit of a wide pass, though. Looks like it was intended for Zenith on the shield. But picked back up by Strambitsky on the opposite wall. And he will back it out a little bit. Look for a close pass to Zenith. And Kango's really taking their time here with the bounce passes. Oh, and the really slick pass. And eventually ending up in a goal for Kangorilla. Strambitsky with a really slick pass from Sealed while coming off this bounce pass from Zenith.
Usually Kangorillas, they can fool some people with the extra pass, where you say, okay, the next pass, that's going to definitely be a goal after that. So I've come to expect that now. But then the extra fake from Strem, this time I didn't expect that. So it kind of got me all up in a tangle. But with that was some beautiful handoff and tapping passes in that really short range. Not the easiest kind of thing to execute, but when it's done right, looks great. Looks great.
Yeah, Kangorilla's bubble passing is definitely something to behold. It's always a pleasure to watch. Doing a great job. And even with that juke there by Strem, that's something that you don't see a lot from Kangorillas. Usually you'd see a lot of quick slap passes, but that extra juke there really, you can tell, took Spaghetti off guard. Strem was able to dunk that in pretty slow in the back pocket there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Kangorilla is known so much for that kind of a play. Speaking of things they're known for, but I'm not going to go there. Anyways, gonna be cleared into the blue zone.
Zenith picking that one quickly off right at the goal line. Is able to clear it down, but back in the hands of Spaghetti now. We see Al with the disc going right back for another clear. Actually, it's a pass, my bad, to Konamara Chaos. He's going to move up the wall, take his time, look for the chain coming in across the bottom. Unfortunately, not going to find their hands, and Matt will get the clear off the wall.
I'd like to formally apologize to Kangorillas. Still love me, please. Al with a disc here on the left lane. And Kango's defenders all up in that tunnel, so they're just going to back it out kind of smartly there. But at the same time, this does allow the Kang stack to recover, and they will indeed recover with that look at that, ping-pong redirects everywhere. That was a killer stack. The shot a little bit less so, but it might still go! Oh, Zenith! He took the long way around.
It looks like that was Matt, I think, doing a really good job of being there in case the disc didn't go in, but also not being too panicked and touching it, waiting for that bounce to see if it would go in for a 3, just letting it float in, and it eventually was. Definitely paid off that patience there.
Just had to take the scenic route, that's all there. Up by 5. We are just under 6 minutes left, and another turnover being caused here. Oculus Data trying to play the lane, perhaps, but Seal! Well, what can you say? This is round 2 Kang activated. Sealable bag. They put them up by 5.
Yeah,
6. Math.
Reminding me a little bit of Spaghetti's round 1, where they're just reading every offensive play that Spaghetti can throw at them, getting these picks at midfield and turning them into quick conversions. That was only a 12-second goal time. Doing a great job of reading these offenses by Kang.
Like you pointed out too, Rox. I mean, a few of these moves here maybe counter to expectation, but certainly not this, because now they're starting to build some steam. Zenith unable to find the goal, so instead Meatballer will get it. But for as much issue as Spaghetti often gives teams, I mentioned on their rollouts offensively, it seems like now, like you said, it's vice versa, because it's sticking here in the blue zone over and over for the last couple minutes.
An unfortunate headbutt, it looks like, there from the stack. Going for the clear, but again, another unfortunate bounce back into the hands of Sealable Bag, who's going to back that one out to his teammate Zenith. And Kangos is going to do, once again, what they do best and make that slow push in the bubble, but it's going to get picked by Oculusator. He's going to find the clear, find the stack, and they're going to find the catch before it gets there, but the stack from Kangos is there just in time to stop that 3 from going in. Doing a great job of keeping that stack there, keeping it on target, and getting that stop. But back in the hands of Spaghetti, unfortunately, as Kangos is unable to get the disc through the midline defense from Spaghetti. And now Spaghetti will be looking for another goal to get themselves back in this game, hopefully.
Oh, another big save coming out from Strem, but is this going to be a repeat of history? Let's see. No, it's out of there and bouncing at least into the trap. So halfway out of the danger zone, but unfortunately back it goes to Konamara Chaos at the wedge. Now Mad pressing up on him and trying to hold sturdy once more in that goal. There's Strem. He's trying to be assaulted, but now it's Sealable Bag getting in on the deal. And they're going to deal that indeed into the blue zone, but a very fast stacks from both teams actually getting back. It's Strembitsky finding that backboard play. One extra, and oh man, that was hot. 10-2.
The bounce pass from Zenith off of the shield into the hands of Mad. He's able to get that windmill shot at 18, putting it in to the goal, getting their lead up to 10 points, or up to 8-point lead, 10 points in the team. And we'll see Spaghetti had a good chance there, but unfortunately Kang's defense was just too strong. And they're running out of time, although they definitely still have enough left.
Remember what I said about the extra pass? You would swear that pass to the backboard 90% of teams, that would have been taken. And it would have been fine. But just the extra one to... They're so confident that they'll make those passes, that they'll connect on those passes, that it's not even a bad move to make, because they turn basically, 85% chance goal to effectively a 99% chance goal with a open one like that. So if you can execute with confidence on the passing, I mean, it can open up so many great things for you.
Yeah, Spaghetti with the possession there, but unfortunately unable to get it through the midfield due to the Kang's mid stack. And backing it out now, Kang into the hands of Strembitsky, playing on his own end. Making the pass forward to Zenith, who's going to walk it up slowly. Kang on their slow offensive rollout. Zenith with the punch actually on that defender. And then again, pass back to Strembitsky. A quick pass to Matt on the backboard, but a save by Meatballer. Goes for a clear through the bottom, but Sealable Bag picking it up and keeping the Kango offense alive. Again, is Matt. He's the back pass to Strembitsky, and they're going to slow it down once again and look for that another opening.
We're seeing some really great goalkeeping at play here from both sides. I mean, another one that time from Meatballer, I believe, right? And we've seen Mad and Strembitsky getting in on it as well. A lot of fantastic grabs coming in. So Zenith's trying to maneuver, kind of a little hesitation move, a soft touch pass to Strem. Strem to the backboard, but not really able to track it down as it gets sent out and immediately on the stack. That goal exposed. That goal is made on a self one. Almost got the save. Almost.
Very close. I can't tell if that went through his hand a little bit or if he just went a little bit too far on that stack. I can't quite tell because the block was in the way, unfortunately. But definitely a very close save. And even though it didn't end up in a save, turning that 3 into a 2, Strembitsky.
Absolutely. We actually just saw that in the last match as well. And between Fox Force and Kraken there. Speaking of, saw G Tyler stopping in with the 1,500 bits. Appreciate that a lot. An extremely great match that we witnessed there just about, half an hour or so ago. So thank you. Appreciate that. With that said, I mean, we are helping ourselves to the final minute of this second round, but Kango's looking to force that third here real soon, potentially.
Yeah, round 3, and I think everybody breathes a sigh of relief. I don't think there's anybody in this Twitch chat that wasn't looking for a round 3 in this match between Kangaroos and Spaghetti. And Spaghetti now looking to maybe close that gap in the last minute of play, but unfortunately, Matt getting the punch, luckily back in the hands of Oculusator. He gets punched out by Zenith and makes the clear through the midfield. And the Kango stack coming right in from goal. Sealable picking it up. He's got an open goal and he takes it. Unfortunately, it goes a little bit wide into the hands of Meatballer, who's going to look for the counter clear. 45 seconds left. They're pretty much running out of time, but Spaghetti can still try and get a couple more goals to get some momentum going into round 3 of the series.
Oh, momentum on that note just got halted hard by that stack coming in from Sealable and Zenith. They go for that clear, dribbling it off the wall. They're going to take it back, and now it's breaking off his seal. So look at that positioning, just how quick on the mobility, but Zenith now with the agility. They're up triple, 12-4.
And Kangaroo's bubble offense never ceases to amaze. You always expect that cross pass, but this time Zenith actually walks it up himself instead of passing his to teammate on the back of the goal there. Yeah. So you never really do know what they're going to do, and it's what makes them so dangerous.
And just as well, kind of separate from that, anyone who wants to, rewind that and go look at the highlights, just the clear. First of all, the stack from Seal and Zenith to get the possession back. Within that quick dribble, they cleared the disc. It was an immediate boost. They didn't watch the disc. They didn't wait for it to, go any which way. They were immediate with their moves. Boosted right into the disc quickly for the recovery. Then after they did get the disc back, Sealable took a little tap boost off to get some extra momentum, basically to go to the opposite side of the goalkeeper. So they essentially turned a turnover into a 2-on-1 where they had these cross pass options despite basically only a few seconds being even off the clock. So the quickness in which they were able to reposition themselves, well, in that sense, it put them in great position to score. And those are like the little things where if teams are wondering how you can go to the next level, how you can go from bronze to silver, silver to gold, gold to diamond, and diamond to master, it's those little edges and those subtle moves that just make so big of a difference at the master tier.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. Now we go into round 3 of Kangaroos versus Spaghetti. I am getting a few flashbacks, and last time we were in a situation like this, I believe it was Kangaroos that took it over Spaghetti. And now we're maybe gonna, I don't know what we're gonna see. Kangaroos definitely was able to make the adjustment after round 1, change up their offenses. Their offensive roles had much higher success rate in round 2 than round 1. Spaghetti, on the other hand, struggled to get out of their own end. And so maybe we'll see if Spaghetti can make any counter adjustments and perhaps take round 3 here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to this one as it goes out. Ladies and gentlemen at home, buckle up because we're in for a ride, knowing these teams going in for a pass attempt, just a little bit off. No one really there. Meatballer is kind of there to maybe grab it, and actually does. So credit to Meatballer trying to evade Zenith and Steelable bag that incredible duo of a stack that we saw the last round. Still more defense yet being had by Kangarillas, and then back to Strem's possession as he lets it loose.
Loose in the hands of Sealable Bag, who gets stopped though by, looks like Oculusator, quick into the hands of Konamara, who looks for the clear. Bit of a bouncy one, but eventually gets through. Although Kangarillas does have that back chain, and they will pick it up with Zenith. That's going quick to goal, and then Matt is going to look for the clear. He's got actually a pass across the bottom. Kangarillas opting for a slower push out of their own zone. And again, Sealable back passing to Strem, just pushing out. Eventually they do find the clear lane, but unfortunately in the hands of Ao, who finds the counter clear in the hands of Konamara on the ceiling, but the goal is covered, and so he's going to have to back it out himself and slow this offense down.
Finding Oculusator up high, sending it right back to Ao. Ao to the side. Everyone kind of converging here on the goal for Spaghetti Al at once. Will nab it just out the reach of Seal, so Oculusator being nabbed back by Mad, and Mad to the corner, couldn't quite find the clear. Tough angle on that, and we'll be back again to Ao.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing a little bit of a tale of two offenses here. Kangarilla is definitely known for their, wow, it's a close save from Sealable. It's a clear off for Kangarillas. But as Kangarillas is known for their extra passes in bubble, making it really hard to read them. Spaghetti, on the other hand, this match is going for a lot of much simpler offense. Now, both obviously have their merits. Kangarillas, the more passes you make, the more chances you do have to eventually mess one up. As they do find the backboard, picking backed up in the save in Zenith. Scoring out 2 points, the first goal of the third round of the set. Going to Kangarillas almost 2 minutes in.
I got a headache watching that, and I mean in a good way. I can't take some of these plays that they pull off. It's, I mean, there's so you want to command first of all. I don't even know if it was actually timed, but they had one really fast boost cross cutting, and then a slower boost cutting behind on that into the bubble pass. So they could have gone for either option, but they had that variance in speed. Then you had the ridiculous passes, then the ridiculous save, and then the great grab back, and then the patience to hit. I mean, there are 5 different things I can compliment all day long, as that shot just a little bit off the pole.
Yeah, the inside of the pocket there, a bit unlucky, unfortunately. Oculusator is able to find that top pocket instead, and put that in, put Spaghetti up. Well, it took almost 2 minutes for that first goal to get scored. This one only happened in 25 seconds.
Yeah, and now just locked up, 3 minutes in, everyone on either team now. I mean, everyone's got points. Just about everyone's got assists. For King, certainly everyone's got saves. I want to point that out because you got Seal, Mad, Zenith, and Strem with 3, 5, 2, and 4 saves respectively. I mean, all of them have multiple. I mean, the defense has been huge here, but as far as making a difference on the score sheet, they want to try and again get that offense going and crack through this otherwise super tough defense as well from Spaghetti, who are very aggressive if nothing else outside that bubble and all around that midfield.
Yeah, Kango is once again attempted to break into the bubble, but picked up. Both these teams' bubble defense have been absolutely incredible this game. It has been extremely hard, and every goal has been extremely difficult to get. As we see, this is taking a while. Eventually, though, Ao is going to float into it and get that too. Quite a brawl taking place in midfield there, as only Ao floats through. The lone player on Spaghetti is able to pick that up and get the dunk off just before the Kangaroo stack gets back to meet him.
Yeah, I mentioned it in that last stream that we had as well, saying how the higher level you go, it's very unusual almost anytime that you see stacks not get back within a second or two at most. So anytime you see any players kind of slow floating or gradually getting back to a disc somewhere on the field, you just it's jarring because of how fast everyone is. But with that, a rollout here really quickly. Strembitsky receiving that, looking for that fake before the pass. Man, one more. Couldn't quite handle that as it goes kind of ping pong towards that shoulder and now to the wall.
Staying within Kangaroos' possession, though. A little bit messy, but they maintain it as Strembitsky picks up the disc, but once again gets punched. And Ao will find a slap, and does look like it's making it through midfield into the Kangaroos' zone, as it will again slow float, get picked back up by Meatballer, who gets immediately punched out by the stack. But it looks like Spaghetti will stack quite back up and is able to get this disc. But gets picked right off his hands by Strem. Well, unfortunately, it looks like drops the disc or hits it on the block, I can't tell which. But luckily maintaining possession. Zenith back to Mad on goal. And then Mad finding that clear lane and getting it back into the Spaghetti zone.
All right, and grabbed here. Oop, mishandled off of a few different Kangos players, all kind of jostling for that disc at the same time. Don't have a lot of time before that stack was there, but did actually manage to dodge them, as Zenith now pinning it against the wall, just trying to reset to the station. Really close quarters on the combat as Oculusator takes a punch boost to try and contest this. Actually, we'll just go back for a chain instead. So opening up this lane, however, we're locked up 4 apiece. Strembitsky to Mad.
Yeah, eventually finding that offense. They did a really good job of switching the side there, pushing it over to Sealable. He found Matt on the shield after baiting out the last defender. And this Matt able to put this back up to a 4-4. And we're under halfway left with a tie game. And I could not be more excited.
Yeah, I mean, round 3, it's locked up. You know, these teams' gravity is just, they feel it. There's a lot weighing on this match. As Meatballer takes it, sends it, and catches it. Katamara, though, losing it to Zenith.
Yeah, Kangaroos once again with the bubble defense, able to maintain that and keep this game tied. Is able to get control of this disc again, not afraid of the back pass. They do find the clear lane. They have the stack. And it looks like they will almost get there first, but Meatballer luckily is able to get there just in time. Find a pass forward. Unfortunately, his teammate's covered. And it will be Strembitsky now handling the disc after punching out the player. Going for the long shot, but a bit wide there. And does get picked back up by Spaghetti. He goes for a quick clear through the midfield, but it doesn't quite make it through going off the blocks there. Picked back up by Meatballer, back in the hands of Strem.
Wow.
And now Mad with the nugget. And you can see he's excited about that one.
Oh, no.
Putting Kangaroos up by 3.
Oh, that was... I'm shaking my head.
Definitely, that definitely sucks if you're Spaghetti, but a great play from Mad. Just had not more than a quarter of a second of possession with the disc and is able to use it very well. Get that slap towards the goal and put it in at 10 meters a second. Not a fast goal, but that was all I needed.
That was nuts. That was reminiscent of Jaywalker from finals season or 2 ago. Just no hesitation. That is just insane. Mad is insane. That said, that was a huge get because it's less than 3 minutes left, Rox, and that gave him a 3-point advantage. And again, knowing how great at the stall game Kangos can be and passing it here, I mean, you gotta feel like that 2:37 is a bit misleading because there's not nearly gonna be as much time as you would think with that on the clock.
Yeah, Zenith with the pass off the floor there, getting back in the hands of Strem, who finds Matt on the backfield, and Kang goes absolutely aware of the situation. They're up by 3. They've got a little over 2 minutes left, and they're going to take their time pushing in. Fortunately, Katamara going to get the pick on that pass there, but does get punched back out by Zenith. Luckily in the hands of Ao, who finds the clear through the bottom, gets a stack with Oculusator, and they're going to get this disc, maybe make this a 3?
Ooh, that was pretty soft.
Sticking off the top, though. Kangaroo is going to slap it through. Back in the hands of Oculusator, there's going to go for, looks like another 3-pointer. Ooh, goes for the underhand off the backboard, but again, a little bit low. Bounces a little bit wide. Luckily, Spaghetti still maintains control. Oculusator again with the disc and see if he can get this 3. They still have time to go for 2s if they wanted. They've still got a little under 2 minutes left now. But these sloppy passes are going to cost them as Kangaroo gets possession and clears it through midfield. They've got the best stack, it looks like, but with a leech. So Ao covering the 3-pointer at least. But it will be a 3v1 as Kangaroo approaches the bubble. Goes for the shot off of shoulder and dinging just off the top pocket there into the hands of Katamara, who this time is going to make the clear. The Kango stack is already there. And Spaghetti, unfortunately, unable to get to it immediately, but they do get it eventually. And Meatballer puts it in for 2, putting this game within 1 point. Kangaroo is leading 7-6 with just about a minute left.
Yeah, got a bit hectic there for Spaghetti, like you said. Going for that 3-point play a few different times and not meeting the results that they wanted. You got to figure, as you go over, footage review, had they not still scored at the end, that would have definitely been something you want to point out. Maybe still do, for that matter. But yeah, had some time. They still have some time yet. There's a 1-point lead. There's a lot of speed coming in as Mad takes it, sends it over to Seal. Beyond Seal's reach. Back to Meatballer. We're getting stunned by Stram. Stram back into the goal. And they're up by 3 with 44 seconds remaining. That is huge. As speaking of 10 Tier 1 community subs, just as huge there from Mr. Pacino. Thank you so much for the Tier 1 to the community. Shout out Ready at Dawn for that. Wow, amazing.
Now will be Spaghetti with just 25 seconds left. Going for this offense, the Kangaroo stack is there, but the Spaghetti passes are faster. They find the hands of Ao, but the stack eventually catches back up with him, and the Kango stack will maintain possession. They've only got 14, 13, 12 seconds left, and they're going to try and control this to keep Spaghetti from getting that last 3. Clearing it eventually down to the Spaghetti zone. Kangaroos is there first, and they're going to put, just Almost put it in. Eventually, there they are. Zenith finally putting it in to seal this one up. Kangaroos in 3.
Streb just wanted the assist. That said, they helped themselves to 11-6 victory. Oh, that was so well played, right down to the wire. Just a couple last-minute goals at the end of this one. But if that isn't proof enough, ladies and gentlemen, that these two teams are on top of it this season. I mean, you got another thing coming, okay? Kangaroos, Spaghetti. What a match. That was fantastic.
Hey, Kangaroo is doing what they do best, able to come back from that round 1 loss, change what they needed to change, able to get round 2 very convincingly, and round 3, although it was a little bit close, they did stay ahead from pretty much the entire game. And again, that 3-pointer that they made there was the difference maker. Is it just kept Spaghetti trailing by 3, chasing that 3-pointer, chasing maybe offenses that they wouldn't normally go for, and eventually able to keep that lead and extending in the last few seconds to put it 11-6 for round 3.
Yeah, and just looking at stats too. I mean, won't dwell too long because we do have another match coming up right away. But just want to point out, as I do accept an invite right now, so we're on our way. But yeah, everyone here. I mean, what I do love to see, and I mentioned it so many times, but to have multiple players getting points on the board, multiple players getting assists on the board. I mean, saves as well. Really, a little bit of everything, bit of everything from everyone in the game. But that's the kind of thing that can really help out a team where they're able to not rely on, a single hot hand. No, they can just all rely on each other through solid team play. You'll have different hot hands at different moments on different ends of the floor. But at the end of the day, every single one of these players know how to get it done and fill up that stat sheet to full efficiency. Yeah, fun stuff. With that, ladies and gents, we are going to quickly redirect here to our next match following. Which will be. I should really write these things down. Echoholics versus Giggles. So, stay tuned, and after this brief intermission, we'll be back. And whoa, one quick thing, one more shout out as well to Mr. A Pacino for the 10 Tier 1 community subs, because that is, again, hearts back at you. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jacks and Jills, and fans of all ages, thank you for joining us here back in VR Master League. Really glad to have you guys on the stream tonight and all throughout the week. We've had some super hype matches, and I'm not one to say I told you so, but going back to a few weeks ago, I always say, give it a few weeks, especially. I mean, every season we see this, especially with the huge growth we've seen. Literal exponential growth season to season. But I say, with all these new teams, give it a few matches, people start to find their rhythm, teams start to find their place in the ladder, and then from there on out, it's basically full speed ahead. And that's been the case. I can't tell you how many overtimes we've had this week. Round 3s as well. And those are just ones I've casted. Never mind the ones that have not been. Things are heating up. And the thing is, it's log season, meaning you're going to have an awful lot of great matches every single day. Just like the ones we just saw between Kangarillas and Spaghetti, as well as Kraken versus Fox Force 5. And now our third of 3 here on this stream. To cap it off, we're going to see a little bit of Echaholics. We're going to see a little bit of Giggles, and, well, going to be fun if the names are an indication. On the casting booth, so much for subtlety still on the cameras. I'm Palidore, and joining me back once again, it's DocEducation. And quick thanks also to RoxTytan for joining us on that last one. But with that, Doc, welcome back to the stream. I'm assuming that you were enjoying that last match we just saw.
Oh yeah, I mean, Kang Spaghetti always great. Echoholics and Giggles. I casted Echoholics earlier on today, and I casted Giggles a little while back. So this will be fun for me. Sir Captain Spoon now working his way along the side. Abchu gets the disc. Ni Kawaii, the name that we found out we love to say, getting the disc and sending it through back toward the Echoholic zone.
All right. Well, into that zone it goes. See, the recovery up by the center. It's going to be snagged by Bracara. And off that cloud, we'll still have that recovery nonetheless. Now 1 in the goal, just beyond the reach, as the rebound is going to be reached from Sir Captain Spoon, finding that Sir Captain room, and it's the first 2 points. Not a moment too soon.
And just like that, we got action. Yeah, the last 3 games have just been absolute dynamite on one. I mean, the Spag Kang match was absolutely fantastic. Went to 3 rounds. The match before that didn't go 3 rounds, but did go 2 overtimes. Oh, and look at that!
Uh-oh.
Sir Captain Spoon gets the steal and the 3. So Echaholics up by 5 very early on.
That's my captain. Not really, but I just wanted to say that. 5 points for Sir Captain Spoon. That was a great start for them here on Echoholics. And hey, let's see how they react for Giggles.
One Trick Pony, he showing his stuff. Ni Kawaii sending it over to the left side. Rogue VR working his way. He's not under pressure, so he's going to work toward Pack. He's going to work his way all the way in. Nobody's hitting him, so he goes one-on-one against the goalie. But with the ding, Abchu with just enough pressure to make that shot go wide, and now it'll be cleared out through into the Giggle zone.
All right, and recovering it, Abchu gets chewed up by the defense. Good stuns. Bracara was able to recover, but also got stunned and lost it out. There's Sir Captain now finding Bracara, and they find that magic for the 7th point once more. Good connections on the passes, despite some brawls getting in the way.
So a quick turnaround from a one-on-one against the goalie that could have gone the way of Giggles, could have put him 5-2 down. Instead, Echoholics gets the disc, sends it through, and goes up by 7. So One Trick Pony now is going to try and work his way through. The pass goes wide, though, and Sir Captain Spoon gets it. Echoholics immediately on the attack here. They're gonna set their way up. Bracara sends it through, can't quite connect, and it'll be picked up and sent to the floor. Who will be picking it up though? It's Sir Captain Spoon working his way along the floor. He's looking for a teammate. Oh, not sure if he was going off the shield there on purpose, but
what a grab.
Yeah, great save, and Abchu now with the disc sends it through, and it'll now be fought for and picked up by Giggles.
Yeah, and back into, let's see if I can get that clear out. Looking like, well, recovery perhaps here. Bracara, Abchu stacking together. Chains get some regrabs, so they're going to be back at it, diving into the front line. And as I see over there as well in the Twitch chat, yeah, shouting out the girl power here, and Echo is, hold on, putting on the power is Sir Captain Spoon. But yeah, absolutely. Over here, Rogue, Bracara, One Trick Pony. Glad to have a team of women here alongside Nikuai. And yeah, just kind of being updated there by Sprocky in the DM, so courtesy of that. I mean, like I said, I've always said this about Echo. I love the fact that the demographics are so wide. We have men, we have women, we have, parents, we have children, brothers and sisters at every level of play. That's the kind of thing you love to see, and that's how you know this thing has been and is continuing to be a global thing. everyone getting in on the fun as Rakara trying to break away, but now backing it out to Abchu.
Abchu now passing it into Brakara. Brakara loses it, and Nikuai is going to send it in. And yeah, thanks for correcting us on the pronouns. We're, you know, there's a lot of players, a lot of new players, and we definitely like to be accurate with how we recognize everyone, how we pronounce everyone's names, whether it's a team name, whether it's a player name, whether it's a pronoun, you know, whatever you like, please help us, let us know, and we will accommodate, absolutely. That pass intercepted by Sprocky and cleared out now. Giggles, it looks like, is going to have a little bit of an attack here. Their stack is together, but picked up by Sir Captain Spoon, now stunned out.
And Spoon's right in there. Did I say something incorrect? If I did, my bad. I didn't realize it, but it says Bakara is on Echoholics. I thought I said that. I might be wrong, though. Who knows? You know, third of 3 streams, I sometimes get things wrong, but okay, if I didn't, my bad. That said, back into the backboard. The pass not quite on a line, as it will be taken here by Newton Dad. Newton, of course, Newton and Newton Dad. Frequents of the Twitch chat, always here supporting teams, whether it's his own or others. And Abchu gets it right through for the 11th point. They are rolling right now.
Rolling indeed. And yeah, just some really good passing, really good. You know, you see that on that replay there. Really good patience to bring those defenders out of the bubble zone, making space for the 2 players that were in the zone, making that play just a little bit easier there. Giggles now having a little bit of trouble connecting with their passes, and Echoholics are just really eating it up. They're right back on the attack here, Palidore.
For a moment, but Sprocky with the disc now, gonna send that out and taken here by Neat and up to the sky, but bouncing off the backboard, still unable to find and break that seal, which we know sometimes is a factor, especially in the early game. One team, once they see that first goal go in, things can change, as right now inverting himself is Sir Captain Spoon. A bit in an awkward position. Let's see. I was shouting out Dave Fox earlier on Fox Force 5 for being that first sideways player in the game back in 2017, but right now going sideways for the side find, and Rakara now from Abchu's pass. Team play on point.
Echoholics just looking really good, bouncing off a tough loss just a little bit earlier in the day. They got a new player on the line with Newton Dad, and their passing is just looking really connected. Oh, was I wrong, Smooth? Is this the... Did you guys win earlier? Yeah, like Palidore said, this is my 4th cast, I think, and yeah, you know, sometimes you mix it up there, but
it's a battle of attrition, Doctor. You're a doctor. You should be fine in the health. I'm the one who's adore. I'm just nonetheless getting back in here, taking it back. I do adore this game so far. That said, I'm hoping for the side here of Giggles that they can break that seal here soon. We know these 2 teams. Hold on, ooh, good shot from Bakara again. But these 2 teams coming in, I mean, both impressive records. They're both in Silver Division. They got 5-2 for Giggles. They're 7-3 for Echoholics. You know, give or take one, because they did play earlier. I'm not sure if those scores were even input yet. But that said, these teams have both proven themselves in this first month to be winning teams in their division. So despite this lopsided first effort, things can change in a hurry. We've seen it so many times, and right now, just a matter of time, I think, until we see that score and things get going.
Yeah, and it looks like Rogue VR just getting stunned out there. Really great defense by Echoholics. They're really slamming the door shut on all the opportunities from Giggles. But you're right, Palidore. You get the feeling that if Giggles can just get their first score in, get a little bit of confidence, get the disc moving, see the disc go into the net, they're gonna come back in round 2 a lot stronger.
Oh yeah, and right now looking for that strong pass over. I like the idea, but that was a lot of congested traffic inside that bubble. But it will eventually bounce and get cleared out, as it's going to be a stack from either team. Will be a boosted Rogue, and Rogue! No, there's a Rogue wave away with Sir Captain now trying to contest Sprocky. Sprock sending it over to Knee, and they do get their shots. There it is, Doc. 2 points from Sprocky to Nikuai.
That's what they needed, Palidore. And you know, sometimes when you don't get a lot of shots in, those 3-pointers, yeah, they can go a little awry. You just got to get warmed up, got to get that feel for it. So Nikawai putting Giggles on the board, making them feel like they got a game going, and let's see what can happen in the last minute. Let's see if they can get a little bit more momentum going.
Yeah, Smooth Rider saying can't let him shoot those shots because he is indeed a hot shooter. Well, that said, there is a passing play, and that, like I said, I can't. This has been a treat tonight. Okay, these last three matches, the some of the passing play that I've seen, it's almost too much for me to handle because it's my favorite thing. And when you can see these teams come in, and again, we're not talking about aside of your Kang Gorillas and whatnot. We're not talking about in general teams who have been together for a long time. We're seeing a lot of newer generation Echo players and Echo teams coming in and doing these things here, in their rookie and sophomore seasons of VRML, for instance. And it's just been nuts. That said, One Trick Pony getting another save, but another intercept from Abchu.
Yeah, and as this round winds down, I mean, that's the thing about this game. It only takes, it takes a lot of passes to get from one end of the arena to another, and you can have 4 great passes and one that just barely misses, and that's the one that stops your attacking force. So for newer folks, you just gotta, you have to believe in yourself, you have to believe in your shots, you have to believe in your fundamentals and your strategy, and just keep at it, and you're gonna get a lot better with practice. I say that to my team, I say that to myself all the time.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, just for Giggles here, refocus and get back into it. Again, Twitch chat, Inky in there, saying just if they can get some opportunities, if Nico can get the opportunities here as well. I mean, they did manage to break that scoreless seal towards the end, and round 2 after this little reset, this intermission, it could be different. Could be very different, and in fact, we've seen that plenty. Sometimes it really is just a matter of the mental reset, more so than what physically happened on the floor. Sometimes it's about seeing that clock at 10 minutes, 0-0, that just can really rejuvenate a team for the rest of the game. So I'm hoping for just that here. But either way, we'll be finding out soon. And quick shout out as well, Smooth Riding. Oh, not again. 42 total now on the gifted subs across the month. A couple more tier 1s thrown out. So really appreciate you very much. And, well, the lead over Gilligan continues.
And here they come out of the slots. It will be hit into the Echoholic zone, picked up by Giggles, but stunned out now. Great defense by Bricara and Echoholics in general. They've been monsters in the defensive zone. Whenever Giggles has had an opportunity, they've stopped it, and just like that, Sir Captain Spoon, he won't stop. Sends it in from 27 meters at 17 a second to take Echoholics up by 3.
Wow. Yeah, nice hit. Accurate, quick, and yeah, just a perfect hit to start from Sir Captain Spoon. Definitely captaining that ship and riding it here in the second round. Not that it was wrong to begin with, but just a great look from him as Sprocky rolls out deep into the clear, and that's going to bounce the way of Newton as they kind of train together. Newton and Abchu, but a good stun as Captain Spoon gonna grab it back after losing it briefly. Back to the station now to Bricara, but there is one in the goal, so gotta watch out for those clears.
Yeah, and you can tell the defensive joust pressure from Echoholics is starting to get to the Giggles team a little bit. It looked like on that last one they opted for just kind of a clear because they didn't quite maybe know where their team was, or I don't know, maybe it was just a misconnection there. But getting the disc back and sending it through on the Echoholic zone, Nikawai now pressuring Abchu, sends it through. The disc is now bouncing around, takes a lucky bounce for Echoholics. They pick it up, but will get picked up by Giggles, and they're going to look to add some pressure, but stolen immediately by Bricara. She's got space, takes the shot, One Trick Pony picks it up, sends it through to the other side.
Man, let me tell you, One Trick Pony, more like a unicorn in the goal. Can it do it again, though? No! It's going to be just off that pole. But you see, anytime you got a good goalkeeper in there, that's when you're going to see people try and paint those corners more and more. It's not a coincidence that you see that from offenses at any level. Just a good defender inside that goal is going to make you think the next time around.
Absolutely, and Sprocky sending it through, clearing it through, but none of the stacks are together yet. Let's see whose stack is going to get together faster. Echoholics has 2 stacks together, but they overshoot it, but they are able to recover, and sending it through now. It's going to bounce around mid. It will be picked up by Newton Dad. Newton Dad, obviously the dad of Newt, sending it through. Oh, almost with the scoop shot, backboard shot, but bouncing back, and now it's going to be swooped up by who? Sir Captain Spoon again, takes a shot. No. Oh, yes! Wow! Too early on that call, and in the top pocket, Sir Captain Spoon.
Captain Spoon putting a fork in it. What a shot off the backboard and hitting that corner pocket. Whether that was the intention or just by chance, I mean, it definitely was in the right place for the results they wanted, and that is what counts. But great shot. Sir Captain has been piling them on here. He's up to 15 points so far. So yes, sir, doing some work.
Both a Sir and a Captain is Spoon. And just like that, Sir Captain Spoon getting back in the action, gets the steal, sends it through, but it will be picked up by Giggles, stunned out again, and picked up by Sir Captain Spoon. He's everywhere right now on the ceiling. He's looking for a teammate. He's got one, but bouncing off Geo. The disc is bouncing around. It's on the left side. Sir Captain Spoon again, passes to Abchu. Abchu to Brakara, can't quite connect. That would have been an easy goal, but now it's bouncing around, picked up by Newton Dad.
And now a back pass out a little bit too much to the left, but it was quite soft, so able to get the recovery with not too much issue was Sir Captain. As Abshu gonna roll it up the floor to attempt to hit Newton Dad, and unable to. And mentioning Sir Captain Spoon right there, and not finding the room because it's that unicorn again, and she is unbelievable in that goal. Getting some great grabs, but still needs to turn it into offense as it will be sailed past Abshu for a recovery. The dive coming out from Rogue, and Rogue causing some damage indeed, but breaking it up into Sir Captain. Oh no, the fast reaction. One trick pony again, making it happen.
You gotta love that. One trick pony, one-handedly keeping the team in the game. The goal's open. No! Oh, Rogue VR can't quite make it. Maybe feeling a little bit of pressure there. But stolen. Nikawai, he's got space. Loses the disc. Rogue VR has a chance. Sir Captain Spoon is right there. Oh, but Nikawai is right there. And he takes it off the pole and puts it in for 2.
Oh, wow. What a shot there. What a grab. What a steal. The shot was the easy part. That grab just in the right place. That was the more difficult part. Managed to grab that one and swung around that post. Found himself an open goal. What a treat. That said, halfway through this round, it's 6-2. It is very, very close at the moment. And if they're not careful, they're going to see this lead fade away for Echoholics because of this defense now from Nikawai. Looking for maybe another 3-point shot here. Had one in the first round, and they've got some opportunities, and it is a thing of beauty. 1-point match.
Great timing, great confidence, great poise there by Nikawai. Just moving it up, getting closer, looking behind him, waiting for the defensive pressure. It didn't come, got closer, got the shot from 11 meters, could have taken the shot from 26 meters, and instead gets the easy 3, brings his team within 1. You love how Giggles has responded in the second round.
Sometimes all it takes. See, 10 minutes on the clock and 0-0. Sometimes that's all it takes. That said, trying to take it in on this drive. Brakara goes for the kneecap, and they're back up by 3.
Ouch. Kneecap indeed. After a long, hard fight to get within 1, 17 seconds later, they're back down by 3, but Giggles not giving up. They've got the disc. They're coming out. They've got confidence. They've got one trick pony in the goal. She's stopping everything. Rogue VR's got the pass. Rogue VR clears it. Disc is bouncing around toward mid. Nikawai's got it. There's an open lane. He's working his way along. Who will he look for? He's got an open person. Yeah, Rogue VR. She gets stunned out, though. Oh, and Sir Captain Spoon again with some incredible defense. Nikawai picks it up and slams it in.
Hey, look who's in the right place in the right time. Once again, Nikolai in it. I'm not asking why, only because it's a 1-point game in this second round after what was a lopsided first round in favor of Echoholics. I mean, right now, dealing some shots and giggles are these teams. Is this team? They're keeping this one just neck and neck.
Shots and giggles indeed, Palidore. You called it. The disc is now bouncing around in the giggles zone. One Trick Pony is in goal, and it will be stunned out and stolen by Nikolai. The disc is bouncing around. Will this whose stack is going to get together first? The stacks are a little bit slow. There's brawling in the background. The disc is bouncing around. Nikolai on the floor. They've got an opportunity here. 2-on-1. Oh, but Nikolai can't quite get there. The goalie pressure forcing the shot high, as you were talking about earlier, Palidore.
Yeah, and now gonna be pertinent to get these stacks back here. They did have a couple backliners for giggles, but weren't able to get it. Now some dancing around the wall before the alley-oop and the dunk. Abchu from Sir Captain Spoon and Echoholics. Well, that is a tall drink. They're up by 3.
Wow. Watch this replay. This move by Sir Captain Spoon along the wall to juke 2 defenders. Wow, that's a thing of beauty. Passes to Abchu for the easy slam. Echoholics back up by 3 with 1.5 minutes left. We're going to see an incredible finish to this game. Disc is bouncing around. Bounce through into the Echoholics zone. It's going to be picked up. Oh, just missed by a Giggles player there. And now it's on the ceiling. No one's got it. There are Giggles players in, but tapped first by an Echoholic and sent through. The Echoholic stack is together. One Trick Pony is getting in goal. She's in goal. The pass can't quite connect. And Sir Captain Spoon will pick it up and look to reset for Echoholics.
Yeah, and now kind of Sir Captain just wiggling that disc out there, that saying, here, you see this disc? That's mine. You gotta come get it, or else we're just gonna drain the clock a little bit. That said, another save, of course, naturally. This could turn around into something good in this final minute. Let's see, that's bouncing awkwardly. That actually might find its way into the goal, but it will be Rogue securing it just before some defense is able to potentially get back, and it's a 1-point game. There's less than a minute left. No matter what, this round's been good. This round's been great, in fact.
Fantastic round. I think that disc was just gonna miss and not quite go in, but down by 1 now. Giggles has got to score if they want to push it to round 3. Abchu knows he's got time. He's gonna make a move. He passes over to the left. They just have to kill another 15 seconds and they win this game. 14 seconds left, but it will be hauled in by Rogue VR. Rogue VR working along the ceiling, stunned out. Disc is now loose. Only 7 seconds left. Do they have an opportunity? No. Sir Captain Spoon will pick it up, and Sir Captain Spoon will give One Trick Pony one more save. And Giggles, losing by nearly a mercy in round 1, comes back to come within 1. Excellent rebound by Giggles.
Yeah, well, pardon me, Sir Captain, but that was an admirable effort there from Giggles. Echoholics pulling it through in the sweep, but again, that deck not swept by much, because that was a very close round. Had we had 1 more minute of play, had this been a best of 5, it could have got all the way to it. I think all Giggles needed was just that little added stability, of getting that first round behind them, getting the, being able to calm down. Because for Echoholics here, they already played earlier today. They were streamed earlier today. On top of that, so kind of already were in their own sort of groove, I suppose. But then on the side of Giggles here, it's been a week or 2 since they've been streamed. So coming into just a little bit of a different situation. Granted, I think. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's been a full week and some days. So with that, I mean, all they needed was that initial stability of having their first goal go in, being able to calm it down. I mean, you saw much better execution, still some constant defense, but just better all around, like execution, the stacking, some of the things that they were lacking at first. It came back in that round, made it close. Echoholics, though, just consistently through both of the rounds, played really, really well. I love the passing plays that they were going for, and even on some of the occasions where they didn't always connect, they were still able to position well for some rebounds and such. I mean, all the right things for sure. And yeah, it was a joy to watch. Very, very fun stream tonight across all these games.
Couldn't have said it Better myself. Couldn't have said it as well myself, Palidore. Excellent analysis. Yeah, some really great both solo play and team play by both teams. Really looking forward to seeing how both of these teams progress as they play more, as they get a little bit more consistent, as you know, some of those passes that didn't quite connect actually connect. And yeah, I really like, I mean, you said it a lot, Palidore, but just the growth in this game, the fantastic play we're seeing from new teams, from new players, from new teams, from groups that haven't quite played together, and yet they have such great chemistry. And yeah, I mean, we're in week 4, nearly end of week 4, 16 more weeks to go. There's a lot of Echo fun to be had.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not sure who it was who said it. It might have been Smooth Raiden, I think. By the way, Smooth Raiden, you're insane. Another tier 1 community sub. Gilligan didn't even fight back yet. You're burying him in the dirt, man. That said, appreciate that very much, as always. All that support for the stream, the league, and these teams as well, as much as anything else. But yeah, absolutely. It's been a good time, as always. Nightfire stopping in the chats. Great couple casts, thanks. Of course, Nightfire, one of our other fantastic casters and board members at VRML. Always a pleasure to see Night. Shout out once more, half an hour ago, to Apacino for the 10 tier 1 community subs, as well as some of you guys coming in for those redemptions on some of those channel points and those word sneaks. Always fun to kind of do that. Cheers to Princess Buttercup with that follow at the beginning of the match. G. Tyler for the 1,500 bits as well. I mean, like I said. Cookie Fox in there, Rush in there, Smooth Raiden in there, and oh yeah, as I was saying, Smooth Raiden, I think, pointing out some of these teams, to your point, Doc, their quest to you, like they're very new in the grand scheme of things. Rookie teams coming in some cases, so it's you know, I will never not be impressed by that, but I'll also never not be super happy that that's the case. But in any case, that'll do it for us here tonight on Channel 1, more than likely. Then again, never say never, because you know how I am. That aside, though, DocEducation, thank you for joining me here on the cast to start and to finish. Thank you, Sir Dimwee, as well, who was manning Channel 2 during this prime time for some of those games. And to RoxTytan joining me for Kangarillas and Spaghetti. And of course, the always fantastic So Much for Subtlety. Very obviously doing a great job and gives me a little woo that you guys can't hear. But until then, be happy, healthy, safe, and be very good to each other, my friends. And we'll see you again next time. Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.